We've just finished up here at Rod Laver Arena. The Australian Boomers, not a great night for them, coming off a 90-86 loss to the Brazilians. Brazil moves to 2-0 in this Boomers vs. World Series. The Australian Boomers dropped to 1-1. Now, what did the Brazilians do well? Firstly, they shot the lights out. They went 16 of 35 from three-point line. If a team's shooting like that, you're generally not going to win that game. The other thing they did well was pack the paint, both on the defensive end, where Australia had trouble creating when they got into the paint, and also on the other end of the floor, Bruno Caboclo had 20 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. He was dominant in this game. Now, what are we pointing to as the good signs for these Boomers? Firstly, Jock Landale was on the bench. He's dealing with an ankle issue. He is likely to play in the Boomers' final game against South Sudan. He shores up that big man rotation. He is the starting center for this team. Boomers could have used him tonight. The other good thing is that when it came to the Boomers' cold shooting, Chris Goulding and Josh Green were on the bench. Now, they are two of the Boomers' primary perimeter scorers. When they hit the floor, this Boomers are a completely different team. Josh Green's dealing with an elbow complaint. He's likely to play against South Sudan on Thursday night. Chris Goulding, unlikely to play in that game, but he should play in the warm-up games beyond that. Now, when we talk about what the Boomers did well, there was a small ball lineup in the second quarter that Brian Goorjian really liked. It's something he's been talking about throughout this entire campaign. It's a lineup that has Dyson Daniels, Dante Exum, Joe Ingles, Jack White, and Xavier Cooks at the 5. And that's a lineup that switches everything. It goes through Xavier Cooks on the offensive end. And it's a lineup that they can throw out there in the World Cup and cause a bit of havoc. Last thing is the selection process. We're talking about who might make this team, who's going to be that final cut from this squad of 13. One thing that we probably know for sure after Brian Goorjian's press conference is that Duop Reath is going to be on a plane to Okinawa. They want that big depth. Tonight was a big reason why. Come Okinawa in that first phase, the Boomers have Larry Markkinen in Finland. It's Johan Voigtman in Germany, Daniel Theis in Germany. So there are elite bigs that this team's going to have to go up against. And if they can't stop Bruno Caboclo, they're not going to have too much success against those other elite bigs. And so bringing Duop Reath seems like a priority, and Goorjian said as much in his press conference. Next up for the Boomers, Thursday night against South Sudan.